Hello and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain and I am your guide to wisdom. This is day 22 of our trek, and for the next 5 days we will be looking at the 25 ways to turn failure into success. We will focus on 5 each day so that our wisdom nuggets will be easy to digest. We are recording our podcast from our studios at Home 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. As we embark on another week, I want to share some blessings from this past weekend. Saturday, we were able to help our youngest daughter, Janet, and her new husband, Rowan Webster. They were married on April 11th of this year in a beautiful wedding on Holden Beach, North Carolina. We helped them to move from an old rented house into a much newer single-story home in a nice neighborhood in Charlotte. And although the temps were in their mid-90s with high humidity, the day was enjoyable and we were able to get almost everything moved. My muscles are a bit sore today, but other than that, we were thankful that the move went smoothly and we had no issues. Harry, our oldest son who also lives in Charlotte, and our grandson Kip were able to help out some too. On Father's Day, we went to church and lunch with Harry and Kip. Harry's wife Chalimo is serving her 2 weeks of summer camp as an officer in the Army Reserves, so it was good to be able to be there and fill the gap. I also heard from our other 4 children. It's a blessing to have a great relationship with all of our kids and to be a positive influence in their lives. So let's head up the trail today on our Wisdom Trek and begin our investigation of how obstacles or failures, if applied correctly, can actually become our stepping stones for a successful journey. Obstacles or failures in life are always more significant when they are our failures. From my perspective, all my failures are major failures. This reminds me of a saying that goes, minor surgery is when it's performed on someone else, major surgery is when it is performed on me. Well, this also applies to our obstacles and failures. Today we will look at the first 5 lessons that we can learn by turning those failures or obstacles into stepping stones. Number 1, always look for the positive side of an obstacle or failure. It's easy to blame someone else or something else or even fate for the events of our life, but it takes courage to be able to see the bright side of the failure and to move on. So be brave, be persistent, and be dedicated. Be committed, confident, and passionate. Remember, you only have one life to choose from. It takes time and focus to overcome fear and to gain a positive mindset. The first lesson is to consciously maintain a positive attitude. If you do this, no matter what you encounter, you'll be able to see the lessons of the experience and continue to push forward. So our first stepping stone is to take courage and to be positive. Number 2, failure is a time for celebration. Say what? Failing is never fun. But if you celebrate the fact that you've gained knowledge, wisdom, and discernment, then failure has served a useful purpose. The trail to success is littered with the failures of those individuals who have chosen to celebrate the opportunity that each failure provided. The most significant breakthroughs in all areas of life were built on the backs of failure. Whether it was Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison, Walt Disney, or a host of others, their celebration of failure spurred them on to success. One of the biggest secrets to success is operating inside your strength zone, but outside your comfort zone. So stepping stone number 2 is to celebrate the wisdom gained. On to number 3, failure teaches us to calculate the risks that we take. When we fail, we can analyze the risks that we had to take and readjust the process. Risks may not be eliminated, but we will better know what risks not to take and be better prepared. The risk you should take must be calculated. You shouldn't fly blindly into the night or simply hope for the best. Achieving the next milestone on your trek requires calculated risk, along with preparation, practice, and some awareness of your skills and talents. To reach any worthy milestone, you must take risk. Stepping stone number 3 is take calculated risk. Number 4, failure will draw out negative opinions from others. Be prepared to hear from those individuals that will gladly share their negative opinions and doubts about your plans and may try to persuade you to give up before you achieve success. Do not listen to this type of advice, but seek out only those individuals who are wise, experienced, and can provide honest and productive advice, even if you don't agree with what they have to say. Some of those individuals may not see the potential until you do succeed, and when you do succeed, they will no longer see the barriers, but will want to know how you did it. To achieve the greatest success, you have to embrace the prospect of failure. So stepping stone number 4 is accept only wise advice. And then number 5, people who fail often grow as leaders. We are all leaders in some aspect or realm of life. To become a natural leader, you can't be afraid to do, to redo, and then to redo again if necessary. You do not wait for the trail to be smooth and free of obstacles. You are looking forward up the trail and are willing to take those calculated risks. You embrace the journey of a life that would make life better for yourselves and others. You are perfectly willing to slip and stumble at times in order to advance. You take responsibility for your failures and you learn from it. You have passion for what you do and improve on your failures and persist until you make a success of it. The sweetest victory is the one that is most difficult, the one that requires you to reach deep down inside, to struggle with every step that you take, to be willing to traverse the most precarious of trails without knowing what the path may be like once you reach the next mountaintop. So stepping stone number 5 is growth comes during times of difficulty. As we consider how failure can lead us to success this week, I'll bring out some observations from scriptures where failed attempts, through learning and wisdom, became great successes. Today, let's look at the story of Moses and his father-in-law, Jethro. This story can be found in Exodus 18, verses 13 through 18. And it reads like this. The next day, Moses took his seat to hear the people's disputes against each other. They waited before him from morning till evening. When Moses' father-in-law saw all that Moses was doing for the people, he asked, "What are you really accomplishing here? Why are you trying to do all this alone while everyone stands around you from morning till evening?" Moses replied, "Because these people come out to me to get a ruling from God. When a dispute arises, they come to me, and I am the one who settles the case between the quarreling parties. I inform the people of God's decrees and give them instructions." "This is not good," Moses' father-in-law exclaimed. "You are going to wear yourself out, and the people too. Your job is too heavy of a burden for you to handle all by yourself." In other words, Jethro was letting Moses know that in this situation he was failing at his task. But by learning from his advice, he can achieve success. We'll continue this story tomorrow to see the advice that Jethro gave to his son-in-law Moses, as we look at 5 more ways that we can turn failure into success. Well, that'll finish our podcast for today. Tomorrow, join us for Stepping Stones number 6 through 10 on our journey to turn failure into success. So please check in our camp tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. I encourage you to leave a discussion topic, comment, suggestion, or question about the podcast on the Contact Us page of our website or email me at guthrie@venturecg.com. We'd love to have the interaction from members of our Wisdom Trek team. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe on iTunes or the player of your choice so that Wisdom Trek will be downloaded to you automatically each day. And please leave us a rating on iTunes or Stitcher. This will mean so much to you so we'll know how we're doing and how we can serve you better. And I thank you for that. As we take our trek together, let us always live abundantly or fully, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy the journey, and create a great day. See you tomorrow.